Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the original NES. If you were a kid and loved Turtles back in the day, you have played this game. It's pretty cool. You get to choose from one of 4 turtles. You can switch out pretty much anytime you want. First level, you're kind of fighting Mousers and other normal enemies that I guess you would think to see in a Turtles game, but we'll see here afterwards. I don't know if they ran out of ideas or they just didn't want to do the same things over and over again. First level, again, you're fighting Bebop and Rocksteady. Everything that you would have... April's captured. You know, everything that you would think out of a Turtles game. Past this, though, you start getting into weird enemy designs. Here we've got these 2-legged things that are on the ceiling, jumping around. Over here you got Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre just chilling for some reason. And we've got to talk about the damn level. Here's the basic thing, is the Foot Clan is trying to blow up the dam with a bunch of bombs that they put under here. So you've got a 2-minute and 20-second, very random number, time limit to disarm all these bombs. All the while you're avoiding electrical traps, this stuff, seaweed, coral, whatever it is, that will pull you to instant death, spinning traps, electrified seaweed, and the controls on this are not like any other swimming game. It's not like a Mario or anything. It's more like Flappy Bird. It is very hard to navigate. But eventually you get over here, and everything's A-OK. He swam around, by the way, for all these minutes, and the reason I'm mentioning this is in the sewer levels, if you fall into the water, all of a sudden this dude can't swim. The jumps in this game can be very frustrating, specifically like this one. See this gap here? Guess what? You just walk over it. Because if you try to jump over it, it ain't happening. Which makes you wonder, why did they even program that gap in there? You do get to ride around in the turtle van. There's lots of nostalgia and stuff from the actual series and stuff in here. As a kid, even though it was very difficult, you still wanted to play it. There's other jumps like this one right here. You just gotta barely tap it. Give it a little tap, tap, taparoo. Because if you don't, you will fall. You just kinda gotta do a bunny hop there. Going forward, you do have more memorable enemies, such as this one, level 4. You've got a giant Mauser who he shoots lasers and also just drops smaller Mausers out. He's not that difficult, especially once you get the pattern and if you've got the boomerang sub-weapon, because you can just kind of spam it here, avoid his attacks, and you shouldn't have that much of a problem with it. The cool thing about the boomerang is if you catch it, it doesn't cost you any out of your inventory. Kaboom. The next level is the Technodrome level, and this one is difficult because you're basically going in all these different tunnels, and at the end of the tunnel you will find a doorway, and the Technodrome's either going to be in that doorway or it's not going to be in the doorway, and if it's not, you've got to fight your way all the way back out. So this level is an extreme test of your endurance and your life, skill, everything. I mean, just look at all this stuff on the screen. You gotta avoid the lightning, you gotta avoid the foot soldiers. You're basically, again, you're trying to break off pieces of the Technodrome, and there's multiple pieces. It's one of those kind of things. The boomerang helps out so much, and eventually you get to where you just have the eyeball on top and you jump in the Technodrome. The fun's not over yet because the inside of the Technodrome is a maze, but if you manage to make it to Shredder, this is one of those instances where the end boss is one of the easiest ones in the game, especially if you have a good sub-weapon. You can just crouch here, and old Shredder can't figure out that maybe he should walk around to the other side, anything. He's just going to keep trying to jump up right here, hit him with those boomerangs, and he explodes and collapses into fire for some reason. Let's enjoy this weird ending together. Okay. Seems like he probably could have turned back into whatever a human anytime you wanted to, I guess. There's not really an explanation for that, but let's celebrate with a pizza. And the adventure of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is concluded. Good for you. So this game came out in 1989 in North America. It got pretty mixed reviews, honestly, but it did sell a lot of copies. It sold 4 million copies, which back in the day was a lot. Maybe not by today's standards. I mean, it is by today's standards, but, you know, it made $125 million, which in adjusted for inflation is almost, you know, $300 million today, which was a big, huge deal. It isn't a perfect game by any means necessary, and when it got released in later virtual consoles and stuff, it didn't get very good reviews just because of not only the difficulty level, but the characters that didn't have anything to do with the show and some of the combat and jumps and stuff. So, but I love this game. I'll always love this game. I go back and play it sometimes just for no good reason. I mean, it's fun. It is difficult, but it's fun. So I would definitely give it a shot.